Good day there guys, and indeed this is a very good day for the Labour Party, as it appears Jeremy Corbyn will secure a landslide majority in the current Labour leadership election. According to polls, Jeremy Corbyn is expected to win over 50% of the vote without second preferences being counted. I imagine by now you know I am fully supporting of Jeremy Corbyn and would be very happy indeed to see him in number 10. So, why do I support him? Stay tuned to find out. So, what does he believe in? Well, he's a socialist, and unlike most candidates, we actually know what he stands for. On education, Jeremy has advocated for a national education service. This would ensure all children go through the education system, including university, free of charge. In other words, he's scrapping the tuition fee. For a guy planning to go to university in the near future, this policy would be warmly welcomed. How will he pay for this? Well, by raising corporation tax by just 0.5%, he's able to give all students university for free. Moreover, he's the only candidate to be able to say that he voted against the Iraq War and has promised to apologise for the conflict. He in fact voted against many changes during the Blair and Brown government, such as the deregulation of the banks, the replacing of the Trident nuclear weapons programme, and he said that he would scrap the Trident programme. He also promises to make the cabinet more gender equal and pledges to oversee a crackdown on tax evasion and corporate welfare. He will restore the welfare state and ensure that cutbacks to welfare under the Tories are reversed. On foreign policy, he believes to be a strong believer in pacifism and to resolve issues with political, not military solutions. He wishes to build bridges with Russia, and when called into question about the security of Britain, he said, and I quote, "What is security? Is security the ability to bomb, maim, kill, destroy? Or is security the ability to get on with other people and have some kind of respectful existence with them?" Now, in Britain we have something called quantitative easing, which is essentially the Bank of England printing money for the banks and the general private sector to control inflation. Jeremy Corbyn will instead introduce something called people's quantitative easing, which would involve the printing of money to invest in infrastructure and people so that they can succeed and Britain can grow. Corbyn wants to see the UK remain in the EU, although has criticised the forced austerity placed upon Greece by Germany. He opposes the transatlantic trade and investment partnership, which is ultimately a policy giving corporations greater power over trade and government. In many places across the UK, he would introduce rent controls, allowing people on low wages to afford their rent. Corbyn opposes the new high-speed rail programme by the government. He would also like to see the nationalisation of the railways and energy companies to ensure that quality of service comes above profits. Let me now address the criticism put against Jeremy. Many critics resort to callous attacks on character and fabricated personal stories. The way I see it, this is the right-wing tabloid press admitting that they can't find fault in his policy and are lashing out against Corbyn like a wounded animal. Why are they making such attacks? Well, Corbyn is a man of principle and doesn't cater to the far-right press. He publicly and repeatedly argued against big business monopolies, corruption in the media, and will change the preposterously low corporation tax. All things the Murdoch empire thrive off. To give examples, Louise Mensch has claimed Jeremy Corbyn is anti-Semitic. She provided evidence in the form of search results in relation to Jeremy Corbyn which were linked to bigoted language, when in actual fact the bigoted language appearing on her search engine was a result of her own search history, proving she herself was an anti-Semitic, shooting herself in the foot. Tony Blair says that if you're hearted with Corbyn you should get a transplant, providing no actual substance to the argument against his anti-austerity narrative. He claims that because Britain voted for the Conservatives, the Labour Party should be more right-wing. Okay, so he's saying that we should abandon our principles and roots in favour of a Tory-light, lesser of two evils party. Gus sake. Anyway, there are also claims that he's a Tory in disguise and that he's receiving help from our friendly neighbourhood Prime Minister David Cameron. If anyone's in bed with the Conservatives, it's Liz Kendall, who's also been known to use extremely vague buzzwords and lack of substance speeches in favour of policy discussions in attacking Corbyn. Liz and other opposing candidates, namely Yvette Cooper and Andy Burnham, and journalists have discredited his economic policies as daft and nonsensical. The architect of so-called Corbynomics, Richard Murphy, is a credible economist and is far more qualified to certify economic policies than mere tabloid journalists. It proves the point that despite the media pulling their best shots and a smattering of high-ranking playwrights attacking Jeremy, that he is still able to head mass rallies all around the country, receives the largest applauses during hustings, and enjoys a majority of Labour members backing him for leader. In conclusion, Jeremy Corbyn is the first politician in my lifetime I can happily say that I fully trust with the country. Although I know you should never place full trust in individual, I am extremely enthused and engaged by his campaign of optimism. It's rumoured that he'll be able to win over England like the SNP won over Scotland in the general election this year. He's also proven himself to be resilient to media attacks, an inspirational presence at rallies, and supported by many people all over the country. I wish him well in his campaign and the revamping of the Labour Party. If you'd like to see more videos on political activism, please subscribe and you will not be disappointed. Alright guys, remember to like if you liked and dislike if you didn't, and share it with your friends, but remember, shout your mind and we shall listen. Have a fantastic day.